I didn't flip the table. I didn't curse. I didn't even raise my voice above a conversational volume. All I did was tell my mother no. And for that crime, on the fourth Thursday of November, in front of 12 guests and a 20-pound turkey, my mother slapped me across the face so hard it dislocated her own wrist. She thought that slap would silence me. She thought it would put me back in my place as the scapegoat of her perfectly curated, Instagram-ready family. But she forgot one thing. She forgot who was sitting at the head of the table. My grandma, Nana Rose. Nana Rose is 82. She wears pearls, drinks Earl Grey tea, and has never raised her voice in her life. But when my mother's hand connected with my cheek, Nana didn't scream. She just picked up her phone, dialed her broker on speaker, and said 5 words that turned my mother's perfect life into a homeless shelter application. Arthur, torch the earth, everything. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and see it through to the end. We're always curious. Where in the world are you all watching from today? Let us know in the comments. Here is the story of how a single slap cost my mother a $4 million inheritance. To understand the violence, you have to understand the vibe. My mother, Cynthia, is what I call a life curator. She doesn't actually experience joy. She stages it. She's the type of woman who will make you move your coffee cup 3 inches to the left because it clashes with the energy of the room. Growing up, we weren't a family. We were props. I'm Ava. I'm 26. I'm a senior data analyst. I like Excel spreadsheets, comfortable hoodies, and silence. In Cynthia's world, I am a glitch. I am unpolished. Then there is Bella, my younger sister, the golden child. Bella is 22 and is currently finding herself, which is code for unemployed and spending money she didn't earn. Bella is getting married next spring to Chad, a guy whose personality consists entirely of boat shoes and his father's credit limit. And then there is Greg, my stepdad. Greg is distinctively decorative. He exists to open wine bottles and agree with my mother. But the glue holding this plastic diorama together wasn't love. It was Nana Rose. Nana Rose was my father's mother. My dad passed away when I was a toddler, leaving Nana devastated but fiercely protective. Nana came from quiet money, the kind of money that doesn't wear logos, the kind of money that builds hospitals anonymously. For 20 years, Nana funded Cynthia's delusions of grandeur. She paid for the mansion we lived in, she paid for the leases on the luxury cars, she paid for Bella's lip fillers. Mom accepted the money, but behind closed doors, she was venomous. The old bat is dragging on, Mom would complain to Bella while they looked at wedding venues. She's sitting on a dragon's hoard and driving a Volvo. When she finally kicks it, we are going to upgrade everything. I kept my head down. I worked hard. I got promoted. I saved every penny I earned because I knew, deep down, that this gravy train had to derail eventually. I just didn't expect the train to crash directly into my face. I pulled into the driveway at 2 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. The house looked like a Pinterest board had exploded. There were artisanal hay bales, there were pumpkins spray-painted gold. Why? There was a wreath on the door that probably cost more than my monthly student loan payment. I parked my Honda Civic. I took a deep breath. Just 3 hours, I told myself. Eat the turkey, dodge the insults, go home. As soon as I walked in, the ambush began. "Ava!" Mom shrieked. She was wearing a cream-colored cashmere dress that looked terrifyingly stain-prone. "You're late, and oh God, is that what you're wearing?" I was wearing a black sweater and nice jeans. "Happy Thanksgiving, Mom." "It's harvest chic, Ava. Jeans are not chic. You look like you're going to a tech support conference." Bella laughed from the sofa. She was scrolling on TikTok. "Don't be mean, Mom. Maybe she can't afford nice clothes." I ignored them and walked straight to the sunroom. Nana Rose was there, knitting. It was the only room in the house that felt real. "Hi, Nana," I said, sitting by her feet. She put down her knitting needles and cupped my face. Her hands were cool and smelled like lavender. "You look tired, little bird. Are they treating you well?" "Same as always," I shrugged. They are pushing their luck, Nana murmured. It was barely a whisper. The well is deep, but it is not infinite. I should have listened to her tone. It wasn't sadness. It was a warning shot. Dinner was called at 4 p.m. The dining room was a masterpiece of pretension. Crystal glasses, linen napkins folded into swans, a turkey that looked like it had been varnished. We sat down. Mom poured the wine, an expensive vintage she definitely couldn't afford without Nana's allowance. So, Mom started, eyes glittering, let's talk about the wedding. Bella perked up. We found the venue. It's a castle in Tuscany. We need to put the deposit down by Monday. It's only 50,000 euros. Only, I muttered into my water glass. Ava, Mom snapped, don't be negative. This is your sister's big day. Actually, that brings us to you. The room went silent. Greg stared at his potatoes. Bella smirked. What about me? I asked. Well, Mom swirled her wine, Greg and I are a little illiquid at the moment. All our capital is tied up in investments, and Nana has already contributed so much to the house upkeep. Nana continued cutting her turkey, unbothered. So, Mom continued, we know you get access to your father's small trust fund next month, the life insurance policy. That's my savings, Mom. That's for my own house. You don't need a house, Bella interjected. You're single. You live in an apartment. It's fine. We need you to sign that over to us, Mom said. It wasn't a question. For the wedding deposit. Consider it your gift to the family. I put my fork down. The audacity was actually impressive. No, I said. Mom blinked. Excuse me? No, I'm not giving you $60,000 to rent a castle for a weekend. I'm using that money for a down payment on a home. My home. You selfish little brat, Mom hissed. The mask of the perfect hostess slipped. After everything I've done for you, I put a roof over your head? Nana put a roof over my head, I shouted back. You just decorated it. Don't you dare bring her into this, Mom slammed her hand on the table. You are jealous. You have always been jealous of Bella because she is beautiful and special, and you are just adequate. Cynthia, Nana said. Her voice was low. Stop. No, Rose. I'm tired of coddling her. Mom stood up. She was trembling with rage. You will write that check, Ava, or you are no longer welcome in this family. You will be cut off. No Christmas, no birthdays, nothing. I stood up too. My heart was pounding, but my voice was steady. You're not cutting me off, Mom. I'm cutting you off. I'm done. I'm done being the bank account you break open when you want to play rich. You're not rich. You're broke. You're a leech. Shut your mouth. No, look at this, I gestured to the table. The gold pumpkins, the crystal, it's all fake. You're drowning in debt, and you want me to pay for a wedding so you can impress people who don't even like you. Mom's eyes went wide. I had hit the nerve. I had ruined the aesthetic. She lunged. It happened in slow motion. She reached across the corner of the table, her hand came back, and she swung with everything she had. Crack. It wasn't a slap, it was a strike. My head snapped to the right, my chair tipped backward. I caught myself on the edge of the table, stunning silence ringing in my ears. My cheek felt like it was on fire. I looked up. Mom was standing there, chest heaving, looking almost proud. You, she spat, are ruining the vibe. Get out. I touched my face. I looked at Greg, cowered. I looked at Bella, smirking. Then we all heard the sound. Clink. It was the sound of Nana Rose placing her silverware down on the fine china. Nana didn't stand up. She didn't shout. She simply reached into her handbag and pulled out her iPhone. The room was deadly silent. Mother, Mom said, her voice wavering slightly. Who are you calling? If it's the police, don't. It's a family matter. Nana didn't look at her. She topped the screen. She put the phone to her ear. Arthur, it's Rose. My mother froze. Arthur was the family broker, the gatekeeper of the trust. Yes, Nana said calmly. I'm activating the nuclear clause. Tonight. Clause? Mom whispered. What clause? Nana stared directly at Mom. Her eyes were like ice. First, Nana said into the phone, the deed to the house at 4 Privet Drive. It's in the revocable trust, correct? Revoke it. Immediately. I want the eviction notice served by the sheriff on Monday morning. What? Mom screamed. You can't. We live here. Nana ignored her. Second, the credit lines, the black card and the joint Amex. Kill them. Report them as stolen if you have to. I want the decline codes active in 5 minutes. Greg stood up, knocking his chair over. Rose, wait! We have outstanding balances. If you cut the cards... Third, Nana continued, her voice razor-sharp. The wedding escrow. Drain it. Return the funds to the principal. Cancel the wire to Italy. Grandma, no! Bella shrieked, jumping up. I posted the date. You can't. And finally, Nana said, looking at the red mark blooming on my face, beneficiaries Cynthia Miller and Isabella Miller are to be removed from the will permanently, effective immediately. Transfer their projected shares to Ava Miller. Silence. Yes, Arthur, I'm sure. They struck the child, they lose the fortune. Happy Thanksgiving. Nana hung up. She put the phone back in her purse. She stood up, smoothed her skirt, and looked at my mother, who was currently hyperventilating. You hit my son's daughter, Nana said softly. You hit the only person in this room who actually works for a living. You have 30 days to vacate my property. I suggest you start selling those gold pumpkins. You're going to need the cash. Mom dropped to her knees. Actually dropped. Mother, please, it was the wine. I'm stressed. Don't do this. Nana walked over to me. She took my arm. Come, Ava. The air in here is stale. Let's go get burgers. Chapter 4. The Masterclass in Ruin. We left them there. We left Mom sobbing on the Persian rug, which Nana owned. We left Bella screaming at Greg. We went to a Five Guys. Nana ate a double cheeseburger with a knife and fork. Did you mean it? I asked. About the inheritance? Ava, Nana wiped her mouth. I tolerated Cynthia's greed because she is your mother. But violence? No. The moment she raised her hand, she broke the contract. They're going to be homeless, Nana. They have degrees, Nana said dryly, and I believe McDonald's is hiring. The fallout was fast and brutal. Arthur didn't mess around. Monday, the eviction notice was taped to the front door. Tuesday, the Mercedes and the Porsche were repossessed. Turns out, Nana was paying the leases directly. When the payments stopped, the tow trucks came. Wednesday, Bella's wedding venue canceled. The deposit check bounced. Bella made a 14-part TikTok series crying about toxic grandmas. The internet roasted her. Friday, the power was cut. Chapter 5. The Reunion. 2 weeks later, I was leaving my office building. I saw a woman waiting by the planter box. She was wearing a coat that looked slept in. Her hair was frizzy. It was Mom. She ran up to me. Ava, wait! I stopped. What do you want? You have to talk to her, Mom begged. She grabbed my arm. She won't answer my calls. Security won't let me into her condo complex. We have to be out of the house in 3 days, Ava. We have nowhere to go. Where's Greg? He left, Mom spat. The coward went to stay with his brother in Arizona the second the credit card stopped working. And Bella? Staying on Chad's couch. But Chad's parents are furious about the dowry being canceled. They might call off the wedding. Wow, I said. Sounds like the aesthetic is really suffering. Mom's face twisted. Don't you be smart with me. This is your fault. If you had just written the check... If I had written the check, you'd still be broke, just $60,000 later, I said. You did this, Mom. You chose the vibe over your daughter. I am your mother, she screamed. You owe me. I owe you nothing, I said calmly. But Nana did leave you something. I reached into my bag. Arthur had given me an envelope to pass along if she approached me. What is this? Mom ripped it open. It was a brochure. Starbucks Barista Training Program. Attached was a $50 gift card for interview clothes. Mom stared at it. She shook. She looked at me with pure hatred. "I hope you rot," she whispered. "I won't," I said, walking toward my car. "I'm going to buy a house, a real one, with my own money." Chapter 6, 6 months later. Nana sold the mansion. She donated the proceeds to a shelter for displaced families. She lives in a luxury retirement community now. She has a boyfriend named Harold who plays the cello. She's happier than I've ever seen her. I bought my house. It's small, but it's mine. And Mom? I saw her last week. I was at the grocery store, the discount one. She was working the sample station. She was wearing a hairnet and handing out cubes of cheddar cheese on toothpicks. She was forcing a smile, telling customers, "It's an aged sharp cheddar, very chic." She saw me. Her smile faltered. I looked at the hairnet. I looked at the cheese. I took a sample. I ate it. "Great vibe," I said, and I walked away. The moral of the story? If you're going to slap someone at Thanksgiving, make sure the person holding the purse strings isn't watching. Because gravity is a law, but financial ruin? That's a choice. If you enjoyed this story, hit the like button and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what is the most expensive mistake a family member has ever made at your dinner table? I'll see you in the next one, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.